You simply deflect by dodging into the attack. That's all you have to do. Once the deflect is performed, you then do the other things that's mentioned in this video. These are all the characters that are able to deflect. Take a look at Peacekeeper. She has a deflect just before impact. Deflect can be followed up by a riposte stab, and the riposte stab applies a bleeding effect. You simply have to press RT after you perform the deflect. And the only other knight that it can deflect is Gladiator, and Gladiator has a really nice deflect. And the skewer also applies bleed, but you can also follow this up with more attacks. So when this warden swings, I can dodge into his attack without pressing anything. Once I perform the deflect, I then press RT. This will perform the skewer. As you can see, it applies some bleeding damage, but I can also follow this up with a wall splat. And also, if you tap X after you perform the skewer, you can perform a punch with the Gladiator. One of the most headache-inducing characters in For Honor is the Berserker. He has a deflect as well. It can be followed up with the brute force. This means he gets automatic guard break, and he can do whatever he wants with you after that. So if I perform the deflect this time, I'll get a free guard break. Guard break, and I can perform heavy and follow up with a combo, or really whatever I want. You don't have to press anything until you slide into the attack. When you slide into the attack, you just press X. Shaman probably has the best deflect in the game. When you perform her deflect, it can be followed up by the Raven's Beak. Once you go into the Raven's Beak from the deflect, you can go into the Predator's Mercy. This will give you a lot of health back. After you perform the deflect and they start bleeding, you can actually bait them out. So once they bleed, you can step back, act like you're gonna go, stop, and then actually do it. And then you can hop on them. And also after you perform the deflect, you can simply perform light attacks to get some of your health back. You just wanna make sure you press RB after you perform the deflect. A lot of people like playing Orochi, and for good reason. He has a pretty nice moveset. When he performs the deflect, you can follow this up with the wind gust. And you do this by simply pressing RB. So I just dodge into the attack and press RB, nothing too complicated. It will then perform an unblockable attack. Next for the samurai, we have Shinobi. You can actually teleport after his deflect, and on top of that, you got options. You can simply teleport by pressing X, or you can teleport the spectral kick by pressing X twice, which will then allow you to follow up into a combo. So I'll just dodge, press X, we got the teleport, then I'm gonna dodge, press X twice, and then I can kick. So I'm gonna dodge, press X again. So after I press X twice this time, I'm gonna press A. So X, X, A. Then you'll perform a backflip. So after you perform that backflip, you can actually dodge forward and then press heavy to cover that ground. And dodge, X, X, A, dodge forward, heavy attack. What I also can do is just dodge into the attack, do the kick, backflip, and then simply press the heavy. That heavy attack will be blue, meaning it's undodgeable. This is a really nice move to use, especially against assassins. If you perform the kick right after the deflect, you'll get a pretty simple heavy attack. But if you don't perform the kick right after the deflect, depending on where your heavy is coming from, it'll do different things. So I'm going to do a simple deflect into a side heavy. As you can see, that was the undodgeable attack. And if I perform this and then follow it up with light attacks, I can keep them on the ground for a little while. But if I do this above, it'll actually be unblockable, and it'll do the same thing. Next, we have the least played hero in For Honor. Nuxia's deflects can be followed up with the Echo Strike. So all you have to do is perform the deflect, then press RB afterwards. You can actually follow this up into a bigger combo. You can actually finish it with the manipulation heavy finisher Nuxia has. So you perform the deflect, keep hitting them, and you can actually move them around. And the character that I love to see people do well with is Shaolin. For his deflect, you can follow it up with the shadow deflect. So you're simply just going to want to press the heavy attack after you perform the deflect. And deflect, you can follow it up with Shaolin's light chain, or you can go right into the key stance, which opens up a whole bunch of other different combos. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and if you want to know how to parry, here's a video on how to do that.